Yo, welcome to the Three Fly Gents podcast. I'm your boy Bill Hudson with my man.
I'm AJ Francois.
And we're here talking about a few things, to hold us down during these Rona times, man.
These rough times, man. Rough times.
Now, you missed the streets yet?
I feel like I missed the little things. I thought I missed the partying and stuff like that. And I mean, for sure, I'm gonna definitely cut a rug when it's all, what I'm saying, when it's all said and done. But it's just the little things where I'm just during this time, it's nice outside. I live close to the beach. I would take a stroll to the beach. I just go to the beach, kick it by myself, put my feet in the sand.
Go to the beach?
You can go to the beach, but it's just a weird, eerie feel. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of go further out. You can't go to Santa Monica. You got to go a little bit.
Yeah, they're making it hot over there.
Yeah, they're making it hot over there. People didn't know how to act.
Stock footage. Y'all in Florida become
right. It's because people didn't know how to act. People thought they was the only one with the idea to go to the beach on a Saturday. It's nah, man, you can't be doing that.
If it's I was practicing social distance, I feel from the bird's eye view, if you just saw a grid-like form of people doing it, everybody cool. But people was set up tiles right next to,
Yeah, that was the problem, man. People ain't it was like you said, if everybody was there and it was how you go to the grocery store, everybody be seriously about the social distancing.
Bro, don't
I feel at the beach, they was well, the beach, the Rona can't be on the beach, right? We good. So, I just miss little things about, I think that's the big thing. It's just the simple of I could just get my Amazon package and not have to cut the box outside, wash my hands, all these kind of things is where I'm
It's treated like when anthrax was the thing.
Exactly.
Remember that?
You gonna check that mail? You gonna check that mail? You feel good about it? Because I don't.
Take mad precautions when they was people out here mailing anthrax.
Just out there risking. I'm over here trying to get my coupons, and there's anthrax in my mailbox.
Oh, no.
How about you? You miss anything, or how you holding up?
I do miss definitely. You said, you can go to a restaurant. Brunch.
Oh my God.
I've been having dreams about brunch, bro.
Bro, it's funny you say that. I had a dream. I'm not even lying. It was maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I had a dream where it was it was just the bros brunch we'd be doing. It was just a dream. We was at just front house, front yard, nothing crazy, but it was just I was just sitting there drinking mimosas with a smile on my face. It was just the most uneventful dream. But I was damn.
Right. Nah, man, that those the things for Saturday and Sunday, it was just the things you did for a release. Everything, I mean, you can still go to the store, you can get some waffles, and maybe that's the social aspect of it. Maybe being out that place, because out here in LA, you get the rooftop brunches and the bottles, mimosas and things. You can do them at home, but it was just man.
I feel it's a whole scene in LA though. So you get the views, you get the camaraderie, but you also you got the photo. You oh, let me snap the photo real quick. The food, the presentation. I feel I can make food that's it's fine, it's good, but the presentation, it's nah, it's just some eggs, some bacon on the plate. Where they be let me cut up some strawberries and the orange is just right. And you
right. Oh yeah, that's what they say. Kind of how Disney motto is: you paying for the experience. You're not paying for eggs. You get eggs anywhere, but can you get these eggs on this rooftop looking at this view?
Just no. And then the social aspect too. It's just it's a difference. It could be you and one other person, but if you have a whole group and you kind of just vibing out and just kind of catching up on the days, what you do this week, what you do. Where I just told a friend this, actually, the biggest difference to me between Saturday and any other day right now is laundry, to be honest.
Yo, house task.
I literally look at my laundry bag. I look at it and I'm guess it's Saturday, because the laundry basket is full of basketball shorts and warm-ups that I've been wearing all week, so that's honestly the only difference I really feel.
No lie, I just ordered a laundry sorter off of Amazon, because I was I need a system because it's getting out of control, and I was I'm not even going nowhere. But yeah, the weekend, that's usually what the weekend is for too, to catch up on household.
Because usually you grinding so hard, you don't have time, dishes get left behind, laundry, all that. You okay, let me get this in, let me sweep up.
After a 12-hour day, you're not you know what? I think I'm gonna go in and start dusting.
Exactly. Yeah, that's definitely not on my mind. The first thing I get home from like a 12-hour day, like, you know what? I hadn't dusted that table in a minute. Let me break out the duster.
That is
get rid of these dust
Saturday or Sunday thing. But yeah, other than that, I mean, they said going to a brunch, restaurants, even the movies, like even going to a movie theater, like, and I don't even really care for like the movie they're trying. It's funny, they're releasing some of the movies on demand.
I've seen that.
But because the price is the same as a movie theater, I felt like they just forgot about the inflation and the cost, the value of it. Why you paying that, right? Because I was like, man, I don't think I would pay more than $10 for video on demand. And I said, there's a lot of variables of why you would pay it. Because he was like, yeah, I'm going to have movie night. And it was just like, yeah, in a movie theater, you get like a 100-foot screen, you know, the experience of surround and everything. And I was like, at home, I'll pay $20 to rent, you know, this movie. It doesn't do the same for me. And I was like, huh. Or maybe the movie that I feel like it's not worth it. Because I feel like, you know, if it was a movie you really, really, really like, you'll just pay for it. But I was just like, $20.
Well, I think that's the thing for me.
I don't think I ever paid that for
I haven't paid, like, I know my parents used to pay for on demand and stuff. Like, I can't think of a movie that
have anything ever costed that?
No, not to rent. Like, I haven't. That's why I can't.
I don't think anything has. So maybe I'm so used to it costing less than that. But I don't know, maybe people get UHD or 4K and it cost it. But I remember like $3.99, $4.99.
Yeah, because I just rented, what I rent? 40-year-old virgin, because I hadn't seen it like a couple weeks ago. It was $3.99. So I was like, okay, $3.99. Sure, I'll pay it. You know, that's fine. Give me 48 hours to watch it.
It's like Redbox Blockbuster. It's like an out psychology, like a back of our conscious. Like, yeah, we going with, here's the normal rate going for, you know, movie night in the house. Now, like I said, outside, you're like, that comes with it. But man, yeah. No,
I'm right there with you, man. Because like I've seen a couple. Like I saw, it was like the movie with the actor from it was like the actor from Riverdale. That like he had like some song movie or something that came out. I can't remember the name, but it was a movie I would have seen in theaters. But it was like I had the AMC pass, so I was like I was paying 24. Yeah, I was paying $24 a month. So like those movies you on the fence about, I would be like, I've already seen 2 movies this month. This is a free movie. Like I'll go check it out. I saw like on the way back, I was like, this is decent. It's kind of like Glory Road with a different story. I was like, okay, I'm with it. But like I'm like on Amazon and I see these movies and like on one hand I'm like, man, it's kind of cool that they're already out. But then I see that price and I'm like, I just cannot click rent because I'm like, $20. Even if I have a friend, let's say it's me and a friend and we're like, okay, we'll split it. We'll each pay 10.
Right. You got to be hosting like a movie night.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you got to treat it like the fight nights. You got to treat it like, okay, like I bought the fight for $70, $100. It's $5 a head. Everybody to come in. That's kind of what you got to do in these days. Cause it's like, even if I had one other person, we split it, I would still feel some type of way for renting a movie for $10. Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I know they're trying to make their return on investment back. Basically, like if you would have spent the same amount of movie, you know, spent the same amount of money in the movie theater if it was open now.
Right.
And I was just like, man, they must not have known. Like,
I feel like they just wasn't prepared, to be honest. They were just like, oh shit, they'll open the movie theater soon. It's like a week go by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like that movie Onward, that movie had just came out. Like,
but that's on Disney. All right, so if you got Disney, that's different. That's actually on your subscription.
And that's where I was like, Disney Plus, if you want to keep doing it.
Yeah, the subscription don't cost more than $20. So that was like, that's the move right there.
Yeah, that was because then it makes your service more valuable. Because like, how many people are going to get Disney Plus? Because if they like, okay, these movies that didn't cancel, they released like Mulan, like all these big, releases they had.
Well, that makes sense. But the thing is, they're not going to do it for any movie that costs a lot of money to make.
Right.
Like if it costs over usually it costs $100 million to make.
Well, yeah, like Avengers or something, they're going to be like, look, we'll push it back a year.
I feel like any blockbuster, major like summer blockbuster hits, why like Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible pushed theirs back. Fast and Furious.
Any tempo that costs over 100, because you look at the cycle, the release cycle. It's like go to a movie theater. If it costs $100 million to make, they hoping to at least make $500 million. If it's Disney, like, Mulan, for instance, they definitely want to make like anywhere between $700 million to $1 billion.
Right.
Same thing with Black Widow. Like, so the way the cycle goes to the movie theaters, you make your billions. Then after it runs through its 2-month run, then you do on demand. Like, you license it out, then you make millions off of that. So you're getting that piece of the pot. Then after that, they go to they license out to the cable provider. So if HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, whatever, say, hey, we want to license that out. So they have their movie. You got another period where you're making licensing millions. Then after the licensing millions, then you can go to streaming.
Right. So, then you go to streaming and be like, all right, Netflix, you can have this, just write us a little check here and you guys can have this on your platform.
Exactly.
Hey, like, we're not skipping all these other revenue steps, especially, these movies that's like, it's like printing money, like Mission Impossible. It don't matter what the movie's about. Like, that's printing money. They easy
worldwide. Yeah, worldwide, you're going to make that.
Like, so that's the same with the Avenger movies. Like, they know, like, the ones that they didn't expect. Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, movies you were like, I don't even know who these heroes are, to be honest.
They was like, we happy with a good, $500,000 as a,
Right.
But I think ever since Iron Man set the tone, like, they already knew. Like it's I don't think what is that? The lowest rated Marvel movies was Thor.
I think it was Thor 2. I feel like that's the one that everyone was kind of like, I don't really know what happened. But
it still made $700 million.
Still people were watching it. It just was like,
it costs $150 to make, and you make $700 million. You good. Like,
you can't be tripping off that.
You're still profitable. So I can see now, and there's like, speaking of movie theaters, I saw that AMC was talking about bankruptcy.
I saw that.
But then I had to read up on it, and I was like,
what'd you find?
So apparently, when you file bankruptcy, is some creditor. You have a list of creditors that if they deem like vital to their business or whatever, that they pretty much can stay. You can stay afloat. Meaning, like, you cancel all the other debt, but you don't have to. You can't cancel the ones that seems like essential.
Oh, okay.
So for instance, like the studios, the movie theaters are essential to the studios. So the studios won't let them basically close down. So the judge will basically like, yeah, you can cancel the debt to them, but you won't cancel it to, And so pretty much the people that's going to be affected is all the people who are leasing the movie theater. So if you pay rent,
AMC is not going to be affected. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Because it's kind of like when you see like huge people, like either like just big companies or like just rich people in general, and then they go bankrupt, and you think like, how did so?
It's not always like a bad thing. That's what they were saying.
Like Michael Vick, a couple years, like he went bankrupt, and you might be thinking like, how's he really? But it's like when you say that, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. So you're kind of canceling like you said, like certain debt that's like not essential. So you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because like I said, like it's certain. I forgot the term that it was, but they were saying something along the lines of like it's like an essential debt, like meaning that the studios can argue to a judge, we need their income or something, so we can't write that off or something like that.
Right? Because I would think the studios would fight tooth and nail to keep AMC, all of them, Cinemark.
That's literally your distribution channel. Like they make up a lot of. The majority of the market, because only AMC and Cinemark and everybody else has like a percentage, right?
Right. So yeah, they're definitely the two big players.
Bro, it was like, with nobody coming to the movie theater, and you got all these chains across, the country. I think they got like 700 theaters.
I was about to say AMC got a crazy. I just see like when you do the map, because you can like use the AMC pass anywhere in the country, and like I just see the map. You zoom all the way out, and you just see all the dots, all the little red dots of all their locations in Santa Monica. They literally got one across the street from the other one. Like literally, it's like it's AMC. There's 4. It's AMC 7, and I'm like, why didn't y'all just come together and be AMC 15 or something? Like, they right across
Burbank is such a like. Say you order it like online, like on Fandango. Go to Burbank, and you'll be like, there's an AMC like in the mall, There's one like
oh, I know the one you're talking about.
There's another one over like on First Street, and it's like 3 of them, and they just be like, so they all independently franchised owned. So you just have to know that number or know the street name, because it was just good because you just type in Burbank, 3 of them pop up or whatever.
That happened to me when I went, because one of them is like an indie AMC where they play like some of the smaller budget movies. And I went to the other 2 AMCs and they were like, no, is this one? And I'm like, obviously running late to the movie. And I'm like, man, no, I got to find. They're like, oh, you're looking for this AMC. It's over here. And I'm like, what? Like, and like you said, it's literally like, I went to the one in the mall, went to the one across the street, and there was another one. And I'm like, how many AMCs can be in a like, not even a mile radius?
Because I don't even know if they're saying, and they buy the same movie too.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like they're just saying that like you're the only ones in the whole this area. I think North Hollywood has one too, but you're the only one in this area of the valley where they can say, you know what, if this one is sold out, let me go up the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like opening night, I feel like they all can eat because they all selling out that night or whatever. But at the same time, it's kind of like annoying because it's like, are you in the mall? Or are you?
Well, that's the thing. It's annoying. I'm like, I'm sure they making money, but yeah, like if you don't go there often, like I said, like I don't go to those AMCs that often, and I show up, and like I literally just made the movie like right when the first opening credit started, because I literally was bouncing around just like trying to find. I'm like, cause I did what you said. I just typed in AMC Burbank, show up, and I'm like thinking like I go to one parking garage. I'm like, oh, cool, it's right here. And they was looking at the time, and they was like, oh, you got the other AMC. It's like over here. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, they going to be all right. Like I said, I know because they have like, I think it was like $4 billion worth of debt. And they only valued at $320-something million.
Damn.
Right. So they've obviously, you got that much debt because we've been closed. They make so much in a day. You got to think of all the movie tickets and release, especially this time of the year, that they just basically like, all these places are closed. And they've been closed since like what, March?
Because they closed before. Like we've been on lockdown, I think, longer than anybody in the country.
March 15th, right?
Yeah.
Since March 15th, we done a whole month. So all that money every day you're losing for concession and movie theaters, which you just like, okay. And then now, like I said, you got to pay rent. You got to pay all these leases,
right,
all these spots. It was like, yeah, you just filed bankruptcy. But like I said, a judge, like they'll let you keep operate under Chapter 11 if it's critical. That's what it's called.
Oh,
critical vendor. If you're a critical vendor, they let you stay open because you're deemed a necessity for them.
You're essentially too big to fail. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like even if you got debt, they like, yeah, but like when things open up, like there's so much that relies on, like all these studios are like, yeah, we doing this streaming thing, trying to make some money, but they know like as soon as these theaters up, that's where they're gonna make their money. So I feel like you said like, yeah, it's like deemed essential because it's like, it's not just you messing up if you like close your business. Like now all these studios have to figure out how can I generate these billions of dollars I'm used to. You know, there's no, you know, it's like there's no system for it.
Wow. Basically like, look, we're gonna file bankruptcy. We're gonna be all right. Like basically you'll see AMC when this thing is out, even if they file bankruptcy.
Yeah, no, I saw a bunch of people talking about it, and I was just like, I mean, I bet y'all if y'all saw these numbers they was doing with this, trying to sell these $20 rentals, you would stop thinking theaters is going anywhere.
They're not. They that was just them attempt to be like, yo, we're gonna skip a process because I don't know what the streaming thing is. You figure if it's by volume, right? So like a channel or studio have to buy a certain amount of content or movies, whether it's like 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, or a year time. Like basic cable, it's kind of like why if you watch BET, you'll see like Baby Boy all the time because they're like, we got this for like a year. You know, we got this for a couple years. So we're going to show this like, but then if you go to like USA, you'll see USA do the same thing, you know, on Sci-Fi. Like they play all the Harry Potter because they got it for the, you know, the term of that thing. Whereas the cable, like a premium channel like HBO and them, they be like, we got like 3 to 6 months. Actually, it's 3 months, and then they'll just move it over to the next, you know, thing before.
Yeah, because they get it first too. I feel like so they don't need to keep it. They don't need to have it for that. They're like, okay, this movie just came out. all right, we gonna have it for the first 3 months. Everybody done seen it, forgot about it. Now we gonna get the next whatever else the movie, the next movie that like people been waiting who don't go to the movie theaters been waiting to watch.
Yeah, so see how that shakes up. Yeah. Besides going to the movie theater, you see Quibi come out. It's another source of streaming.
I started to see some ads pop up on it. I was like, I know we talked about it, and it's like, I started to see some ads, and I haven't checked it out yet. Have you checked it out yet?
I told you it was coming. No, we have a show that we worked on that's on it now called The Stranger. Let me try the trial out to see. It's like that's a lot of content that they're trying to push. The thing I like about it is that they're trying to produce TV quality, like good quality for like that. So it's not like a lot of independent stuff. It's kind of like, no, they reached out to like Sony, Fox.
Oh, okay. I got you. Because
like
that's what I was kind of worried about. I was like, well, what's the quality going to be like? Is it going to be kind of shaky? Like,
no, it's like a film, like all the independent film studio side, like like Fox have Searchlight, for their independence and focus features.
I got you.
It's on that level. So if you went to see one of those movies, it's like that, but it's broken up into 10 minutes. So they have different things movie wise, and now they also have like reality shows. Lena has a show. I seen a Christy Teigen commercial. She's like a judge. They got Chance for Punk. So they got a lot of different things, and their whole goal was to say, like, if you basically are on the go and you got like 10 minutes to spare in a waiting room, you driving in the back seat, you ride, you can just watch a show. You're on a train, you catch an episode or something. And like I said, if it's a movie, it's just broken up over 120-minute movie. So,
you know what I'm curious, I should look it up. You know what the price is on it?
Right. You get a 90-day free trial.
90 days. Wow.
$4.99, and it's $4.99 a month after that.
Man, that's not that bad. I'm just like, God damn, it's gonna be another subscription. But like we talked about that, I'm like, I just want them to get together and be like, okay, yeah, I see the price. 90 days. Plan starts at $4.99. Yeah, I just want them to get together. Give me like max 4 options. And then you got to fall in line with one of those 4 options. Because, I do want the competition. Competition pushes everybody. So I want some competition. But I just don't want to have like 57.
I said it's going to be like, can you imagine what cable was back in the day? Where it's basically somebody was going to come up with the app. I felt like Apple TV had it first, where you basically just have one place that has all the apps and you just log into one, and it carries all the apps as a channel, because that's what cable was. It was like you want AMC, you want USA, you want ESPN, and all these people are paying. They were like individuals, just coming to platform. So I was like, that's pretty much what's going to be next.
Essentially, Apple TV is like that. If you log into Apple TV and so I have Hulu like right now on my phone, and it'll say like, oh, this show came out, and it'll be like right now I'm on Apple TV. It loads up and it's like, I just watched Westworld. So it's showing me Hulu. It's like obviously Hulu, but it's showing up as if it is a channel. But it's just,
that's how they do it. They basically have all the apps, because before it was just individual apps. So like the ESPN app was separate, like Viacom, BT, and, everybody, all this people that had individual apps and everything. Apple was like, give it here. And so you would just have to go to it. The thing I would say, like, if you had to keep logging in for everyone, because you imagine if you kept, just treat it like a package. Like you sign into one, whatever's on your subscription, you got, and then you got it all.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
I mean,
like
if you think of it like a
new
channel,
version of cable. It's the future version of cable.
Yeah, it's the 2000s version of cable. Because when you think about it, it's essentially like, it's like everything's a premium channel, basically. So like you got some people that's like, I don't need Stars. I got HBO. Other people like, man, I love Encore. What about AMC? Like, got all these different, and like people pick and choose. Like some people have everything. They're like, I gotta have it all. Some people just like HBO, or AKA I just got Netflix and I'm good. So I guess in that sense, like if you can be that disciplined, you don't have to have all these. I mean, I just try to watch everything. So I ended up getting everything. So I'm more mad. I'm speaking my anger because I feel like I feel like most people ain't watching everything. Like, some people I know are perfectly happy. They got Netflix and they chilling. They like, I got my Netflix.
When you have the conversation about cutting the cord, right?
Right.
It's like, and cable caught up. Before, they was like ridiculous. They was like $50 to $70 for cable. Now they kind of understand. Like, we got to be realistic. We can't be out here trying to be a monopoly or monopoly.
Oh yeah, no, because they was disrespectful before. Because they do that $50, but then after that first year, then they be like, $149. You like what?
Yeah. So you remember it was only 3. It was like Netflix and Hulu, right? And you'd be like, cool, I could do $7 here, $7, that's $14. Still cheaper than my cable bill. Then they added Amazon, and then it was like 12. Like right now it's like 12.
Yeah.
And so you still, and I think they both go up. I think so Netflix definitely went up to
Netflix. Oh yeah, they went up. They sent you that nicely
sharing your account.
Well, yeah, Netflix got tired of like having like somehow like 1 million people has supposedly watched the show, but but we only got 850,000 accounts. We don't understand that. Like the numbers say this many people are watching our shit, but yeah, so their price definitely went up. Hulu's, I want to say you can get Hulu. I think package was
it's like
Plus.
9. I feel like it's 8 or 9. Like it's basically, I was saying like it was all $30. You can have the same type of entertainment that you had.
Right, facts.
Especially since they had cable. Yo, join the pod. What up, Tanko? Tanko.
Hey, bro, I was knocked out right for a couple hours, and then when I woke up, I was like, I gotta eat a slice of pizza before I get on this joint. I'm gonna die outside. So, my bad, bro. I had to get something to eat, bro. I was hungry. I was out in the heat today, walking around Hollywood. I was filming.
They saw the sun. They saw the sun out.
No.
I felt the heat.
I was filming, and I was filming, and I was trying to come up with some creative like skits, and then like I was so drained from the hot sun because I don't be outside no more, in the daytime like that. That I was like, damn, I'm tired, bro. Like I had to go take a nap. I had a headache from walking. I'm like, this sun's too much for me. I ain't used to outside no more.
Man, that sound like how I babysit my nephew. Like, take him outside in the sun, let him run around.
I know that's what I do with my son. I'm like, all right, go run around for an hour, come back inside, and you just be passing out.
Yeah, man. Right. That's exactly what happened, bro. Like I passed out, bro. Like I was done, bro. Hey, bro, you drop some stuff. Say it again. Say it again.
You see, man, people outside. You might practice a safe distancing. You the man on the streets now.
It's people still coming outside, bro. Like I'm starting to realize at this point, like even just from seeing the post on Facebook and Instagram on Easter, that just showed me like people don't care, bro. People don't care.
Was it another one like the Florida and the beach one? That's stock footage now. When they just want to say nobody practiced they just show the beach of LA and Florida.
I think it's just not seeing people with the Easter bunny, like having Easter bunnies come to their house, and I'm just like, yo, like how is that safe? Like how, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like, it's no way that this is considered safe, and people going to their family house. And I'm just like, bro, you can't really, like go to somebody else's house. Like you're not supposed to. And people still were like going to their people's house, having dinner and stuff. And I'm just like, people dressing their kids up. And I'm like, where are they going? They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Of course, they had the online services. You could see, if you wanted to still participate in church.
Yeah. No,
they had the online class.
It's going to always be, though. I feel like it's going to be people that just be like, until it happens to them,
to me,
they know, they going to just be like, hey, if it ain't happened yet, we about to be out, son.
Yeah,
I also feel like I'm
a risk it.
I was telling a friend though this, so we were having the conversation about as far as like I feel like there's like it's like a level of like a will thing. It's like people come out strong the first week or two. You're in isolation. You like stay at home. You feeling good. Then it's like you start
already
seeing
a home person though. But
that's what I'm saying. You already a home person, and it's like it's early on. But then I feel like what happens is you start seeing that like it's not a uniform. We talked about that before, but it's not a uniform thing. So then you start seeing like Florida, you see these other people out here living their life, and like you sitting here like, well, damn, I've been home, and so I feel like the longer it goes on, I just feel like people's like, even the people that was on top of it, like the longer it goes, they like, well, you know, how bad is it? It ain't like nobody I know really had, you know, so it's kind of like, yeah, I can go to my mom's house or I can go here. You know, it's just a couple of people. Like I've definitely seen.
I think we already established that it was like, yo, it's obviously people with, as they call it, asymptomatic, meaning like, yo, you got it, you just not showing the symptoms, right?
Exactly, right.
Right. You're not gonna get sick, like pretty much.
It's
you
the
just got
people
it in your
you
system.
go around. Like you're actually more like a courier that you can just affect people who are not. And the thing is, you don't really know. You know what I mean? So you're just looking at people like, you still alive? Oh, if you still
exactly. Then I'm good.
But I'm pretty healthy. Like I ain't got no trouble breathing. Like
one lady said that this lady I know, she said, yeah, you know what, my nephew, he tested negative. So if he's negative, then all of us are negative. I was just like, what?
That's like science works. That's not how science works.
Like I couldn't believe it. Like it's just one. I'm just like,
well, just because you're negative, you can't get it.
You can't get, but how do you know that because he's negative, that means you're negative? Like that doesn't mean that. Like, you feel me? Because the kid was negative and he got tested for it. And she like, well, if he's negative, then the whole house is negative, right? I'm like,
because he's like, oh, he been in this house this whole time, and I ain't get sick. I ain't catch a fever because they definitely been in the house for 14 days. So people are like, they basically doing that. Their own math.
Yeah, I just feel like people now people just at this point now, I feel like are kind of over it. They like, I ain't been sick, my family ain't been sick, I gotta stay home.
Whatever justification to do what you want
to do what you want to do, right? Yeah, like it's not about even being outside. It's more so the gatherings, like even the market. Like even when I think about it, because I even said this too, I was like, well, I'm confused because they telling you to stay inside, but even when you go to the market, it's so many goddamn people there that within that 30 minutes of being in the market, you can possibly catch it. Just from being in the market. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
so I'm
people don't know how to practice social distance. Like when I went to the market,
they don't know how to do it.
Bro, I was like, yo, if you see me coming down this aisle, just wait at the end. And you can have this whole aisle to yourself. But no, people are coming down right next to you, walking past you, talking. I was like,
what's kind of crazy is like, I just went to, I told you I went to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, I will give them props in the sense, like they got hell of creative as far as
they got one lanes, right?
Like, they got one lanes. They got one lane.
It's supposed to be one lane.
So literally you can't like one of the employees called me out on, because I didn't even pay attention. I was just shopping and like it was me and one other lady on the aisle. And I just started going down. He's like, oh, excuse me, sir. He's like, sorry, you got to go. It's just one way. And I was like, I just thought to myself, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like if everybody just going one way, you don't have to just bump to the
6
person.
feet apart. Right.
It's easy to say 6 feet apart. You see someone right in front of you. I'm like, okay, let you get your can of beans. I'm going to wait.
Yeah, we all know the intersection is once you get to the register. And you about to go to check out. So
right.
Between the register and the aisles is where you gonna have to pass somebody closer to you.
I did have to pass somebody. I definitely held my breath.
That's where the zone is. If somebody coughed or whatever, and that
I had my mask on and everything, but I held my breath. I thought it was good. But it was
that's the issue is the coughing, right? Like, but it's not. Is it issue talking to spitting?
They've been talking about talking, like just
talking and
air's coming out your mouth and stuff like that.
Because it's the little droplets. They say it stays in the air or whatever. So if somebody was like to cough, obviously, it's in the air and it doesn't go straight down. It stays up. So if you just can't
No, I heard two different things though. They say it stays in the air for 6 feet. They say it drops. I know somebody who,
eventually,
a doctor, bro, like
it will. Yeah, but I'm saying like if you walk in the front door coughing
for 3 hours,
and like a couple people walk behind you, you don't know.
Yeah, motherfucker gonna get that shit. Somebody gonna
get you just walking in
somebody gonna get it.
And I've seen a couple people just walking in through the front door just coughing. I was like, that's like the entry gate,
you got at least.
So what point do you say we gotta, because I heard Texas actually about to open back up. I heard from what I saw in the news.
Yeah, they slowly putting things in place. Like Texas didn't never want to close in the first place. They only did it because of like certain.
Yeah, no, they was trying to open back up.
They said we making too much money to shut down, and I'm willing to sacrifice my health to keep making this money. That's basically.
Oh yeah, I did hear somebody say that dumb stuff. I heard it was a governor or something said
just
that.
the governor.
Like,
I mean, because I'm from Texas. I'm like, hometown cool, but like they definitely like it's pride, man. And so it's like the idea you telling them like we can't go out. Like it's like, no, we'll go out and we'll figure it out. We'll just practice it. Like so, they was definitely trying to come back sooner. I think now they just gonna ease it in quicker. But like, so I saw something yesterday. They did extend their stay at home to like May 13th, but.
May 13th. Right.
I feel like where like other states, like when they
reclassifying essential. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I feel like when they get to May, like their response is going to be different than others, like California. Like I feel like when they get to May, they might be like, everybody is open for business. Where like other states might be like, okay, we gonna let y'all come back. We might let y'all come back. I think that's it.
Well, you feel like I feel like they might do something like you can go to work, but then you can't go out. Like for entertainment purposes, I feel like that's
no clubs and bars.
Yeah, they're gonna treat it like how it was before the stay-at-home one.
I got you. I see where it was like just like the no big, like obviously the major, like whatever was like 250. Was that?
Yeah, it was like first one was like anything over 500. Then it went down. Then it kept going down to like 15 to 10. So
I did see an article. I think I want to say San Francisco. They had like an illegal, like almost like a speakeasy. They had a bar.
Like prohibition.
Yeah, it was like 150 people out there risking it all. And I was like, y'all tripping, man. It is not that serious. Like I saw that and I was like, I definitely did chuckle to myself. I was like, some people like doing stuff that they weren't even doing before is my thing. Like in your regular life, you wasn't even trying to do this. But now you can't go out and now you like, oh, I gotta go out. I can't be kept in.
Yeah, like you know, it looks good. Say I was out, but to do something.
It's crazy, but it doesn't make it's just like people like this showed me like the mindsets of people. For one, I feel like I realized that the United States is slave for money. It's like slaves and it brainwashed the everyday people to be slaves for money. Because like I said, I have people in my family that I know who can stay home and work from home and have the tools to work from home, and they choose still not to work from home. I'm like, I don't understand. Like they told your job says you can work from home. Why would you go in? Oh, well, they giving us what do you call it? Hazard pay. So that means a lot of people are getting hazard pay, varies on how people get it, but this particular person gets an extra 8 hours for working 8 hours. So they get 16 hours a day. And then they was like, well, yeah, I get 16. So I would technically get 100. What's that? 80 time? I mean,
40,
what's that? How many?
80 hours in 1 week, right?
So they get 80 hours in 1 week. So that's 160 hours in a check. So they looking at it, but I'm like, well, tax is going to eat that half it up anyway. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm just looking at it like, is it worth your life? Like, is it worth you taking that risk if you had the option? And then I'm seeing people who had the option to work from home and they complaining. And I'm like, well, y'all was just complaining about you don't have enough time to spend with your family because, when you work from 8 to 5, you get off, you get home about 6:30, you got to cook and clean and go to bed. Or you wake up at 6 in the morning to get your kids up. Right. And you wake up and the only time you really get to spend with your family is doing when
you work from
weekends.
home, they expect you to still be alert and responsive like you're there. Yeah, so you essentially the same. It's actually more of a distraction because you got like, you know what I mean? Well, Zoom videos I've seen where like a kid like interrupts because they so used to the kid being in school. You know what I mean?
Having a kid, like I went to like right early on in this. I went to Dallas and I had like to work, so I like brought my laptop to work just like to do like logged into my computer. Yeah. Like having my son just like run around where it's like I'm sitting there trying to do stuff or all of a sudden I hop on the phone for somebody calling me.
It's secondary nature. You're going to keep looking like to make sure he all right.
Right. You know so it's like you got to check on him. And it's like literally like even like the people, they're like, oh, did I call it a bad time? I was like, it's going to be like this all day. So you just got to like ain't no good time. I was like, what's up? What you need? So it's like, yeah, it's definitely a difference. Like, some people work at home,
No, I get that. I understand the people who got younger, especially probably younger kids, like
for sure.
That 1 through 5 age, terrible twos.
Multiple.
But I'm saying I'm talking about like multiple kids. But I'm just saying like in the sense of like, all right, well at least you get the presence of being of being there at the same time, and you still in the relationship. I'm saying the safe aspect of like, yo, all right, I ain't got to put my life in danger. It's just me and my kids, and we home. Right. And we ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gotta take that risk of getting sick. And I could be home even though I gotta be the parent and the babysitter too. But at the same time, I make do with what I got to make it, you know what I'm saying, to make it happen. So I just feel like I see a lot of people that could put themselves in a position. And then also, that also makes me feel like, okay, like it's parenting skills, like are people really parents or are they babysitters in a way, like in the sense of like, okay, how would I say it? Like, damn, like people, you see people so frustrated with their kids right now, and I get it, kids get antsy. And like,
I think it's like it's like, because I do have a 4-year-old. I think the difference is it's like there are people that are like skilled, and like that's why I've always advocated they should get paid more. But they're like skilled and like they know how to entertain like a 4-year-old.
Right? The patience is way more.
It's a patient, and like people tell me like, "Oh, AJ, you so patient in this," and it's like, yeah, but as soon as you want to see me not patient, it's like dealing with kids. Like it's like literally like I can deal with my son, love my son. Anybody else's kids, I'm sitting there like, like nah, I can't do it. But there's people that do it every day, like you be like, dang, I'm gonna entertain my kid all Saturday, and you like realize there are people that do it as a career Monday through Friday with multiple kids. Like that's what they do.
Multiple kids.
And I feel like a lot of parents do get in that routine where it's like, yeah, it is a difference if you like used to like you would work from home, like you work at like a place or you a mom or dad, you working at this building, and you say you come home at like 5, you still like doing your parenting thing when you get home. But it's like, it's minimal. It's like, you know, the time's limited. And then on the weekends, you ready to relax. You like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Versus like Monday through Friday, you look like your kid looking like, what we doing today? And you like, I got to come up with stuff all day. Like, you can't just go in the corner and just like entertain yourself. And they like, nah, you didn't.
That's usually the age, right? Once they become self-sufficient.
Like,
you like,
yeah, like when I say like, I would say like 3 to like 6, like 3, like they basically looking at you for like what are you going to do to entertain? Then you get to like 7 or 8, you like, okay, like here's this, you could give them some tablet. They can just go read a book. They can go outside with some friends. Like, it's like, that's like, but yeah, that window where it's like, they're old enough where it's like, they still need you to support. You got to cook food. You got to do all these things. They basically looking at you like you are the video game. So like, what we doing? And I feel like some parents ain't really adapt to that. You know, it's like, it's tough. Like, it's not.
Well, you figure they had that before they got, because usually I guess what you have the kid, and then you got a window before you go to work. Because you're talking about parents that probably is not home that's used to.
I'm saying like, even when you do the sit, like either you do the 6 week or you do like, I'm saying like, if you like are used to being the parent that like you go to work, you drop your kid off at daycare, and then you come home, it's like, that's a difference than like, let's say even spring break come up and it's like you off, your kids off.
But ain't that the weekend? Usually it's basically the weekend, but all during the week though.
It's all during the week.
Because you home during the week, right? So,
yeah, but during the thing I would say is like the big difference is just
you're available.
Yeah, you're just available. Like if you were there in their face, it's like they expect like, what are you doing to entertain me? Like it's a difference where it's like you could be like, once you have a kid that's older, where it's like they in the house with you, but they could be doing their own thing. Like they could be like, oh,
yeah, they don't even want to be bothered.
Yeah, they only want they on the phone with friends. They got events, they got activities they doing. Like, and you just like you dealing with them, but it's a difference where it's like you they sole entertainment, but at the same time, like you an adult and they a kid, so y'all levels of entertainment. Like you like, okay, I could probably play cards with you for like 30 minutes and you'd be good. And they like, nah, B, we playing this all morning, morning.
Like that's it. Like,
you be like, you like, that's it. I'm like,
that's why the tablet come in handy because you like,
you're trying to avoid the screen time, but sometimes, man, you got to be like, I need a break.
Right.
Exactly. That's why they don't want to close stuff down now. That's why they really there, because they got mad pressure from schools and people like, look here. If you shut down this city and kids got nowhere to go.
That's why they got all the sessional workers get daycare for free right now. In Baltimore. They passed that law where all the sessional workers, like the people that's like at the hospital, correctional
essential workers here got that too.
They got that. So how do you feel about, you got parents out here who, so a lot of kids had to do the online work, which is like on Google Chrome. It's like one website.
It's like Google whatever.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of parents upset because they didn't know how to use it, right? But I'm like, so you mean to tell, but you know how to get on Facebook and post a picture. You master how to you master how to post a Facebook picture, an Instagram picture, but you don't know how to take the time out and have the patience to try to learn this system to help your kids, because right now you have a situation. And that just bothered me Like,
no, I feel like people have patience. They have patience for what they want to have patience for, and like learn.
That's what I'm saying.
Learn, you know,
that's what I'm saying. I think social media made us lazy.
Google is good at having instructions. Like, how do you use it? And it's probably videos out the wazoo.
It is. My girl, little brother using it, and it's simple for her. You know what I mean? Right. It's simple because I just feel like as a parent, right? As a parent, me having a Kayla all my life as a stepchild. One thing I've learned is that you got to learn with them. Like, you got to learn certain things to understand that world, understand it. So if I had a child right now and they was like 8 and they had to do the Google Chrome thing or whatever it's called, I would try to sit there and matter of fact, before you get on this joint, let me learn this joint first. So let me wake up a little hour early. Let me learn it and let me figure this out. I'm gonna get upset for an hour or two.
Yeah, it's like another job. You got to like do it. Like, I mean, there's songs literally like, like my son will sing me a song. I have no idea what the song is. So then his mom will text me and be like, hey, this is the song. Here's the video. Like, next time I talk to him, I got to learn the song. Like, I can't be like, I don't know how to learn the song. And it's like, no, I'm like, okay, what we doing? Okay, we doing Shark. Okay, let me go ahead. Let me see. I was like, what's this Shark doing? All right, let me go ahead and watch it. And it's like, so like some of the stuff is like, I feel like a lot of people just been complaining during this time.
Complaining, bro.
Just complaining, like just finding ways to complain.
But here's where I'll have to say, you gotta. It's variables in it. I get what you're saying. Like, if you see somebody post on Facebook, you're saying they should be able to learn how to. And I'm saying that it's probably, you got people who's never touched a computer. Like, surprisingly, because I used to think like, man.
That's true.
I've been blessed enough that I was around computers enough that I'll be thinking stuff is easy. Like, oh, just Google it. Or just look up this. Just do this. Like, even how, some people who can't even book a flight. Like, they still use
I seen that, bro. I seen that before.
So I can imagine like a parent who never had one as a computer and their kid bring home one for the first time was like,
no, that's real.
A Google Chromebook and I have to do my homework on this. And you can, I'm not saying they can't learn it, but I can see the learning curve is going to take them more time than us because we use computers and stuff every day. And like I said, we work at shifts and next kids hold up this book. I got homework to do. They like, the kids going to have to teach them how to, get on. Now, if
because some of it's stuff that you ain't even seen in so long. So it's like,
that's the thing when you got elementary kids who like, I don't even have one. I never had one. I had textbooks all my life. And now I got a book. True. So I got to figure out how it works. So it's kind of like a learning curve together. So I would kind of keep that. I would think it's going to be some people that's not going to know. Like now, I was just like, man, my grandma was in the hospital. I was like, man, I wish I got her like that little Google Home thing. We know where you got the video. Yeah. I said it'd be great. Now, nobody can visit her, right? But I was like, you got the little video joint so we all can gather in. But my grandmother not know how to use that. And I ain't got time to teach her before.
Well, that's a different age bracket right there. That's a whole different 70.
I mean, 70, all right. 70, but I'm saying
I'm talking about these 30 and 40-year-olds. Like, come on, man. It ain't no excuse.
40, I would say 40 is up there, bro.
40 is kind of like, that's kind of, I'm dead serious.
They had to learn Facebook too. Yeah, like, it's mad 40 that didn't know how to use Facebook. They was like trying to send a message but post a comment.
Because like, I feel like our age group, we got, like, I feel like we were lucky in the sense, we came up in a lot of like new things. Like, we came up when cell phones really became a thing. Like, we came up to switch from CD players to iPods, like we literally saw like the first
MP3 players.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the iPod
try to
Nano.
Get your mom an iPhone and watch the learning curve to be like, hey, Mom,
bro, I've seen it. Like, I've seen stuff where it's like you think in your mind, you don't even do it. You do it without even thinking, and it's like my mom will be like, "Hey,
I was like download this app. I just know how to call and text.
It's like,
what is this?"
Well, we live, but see, that's another. But you gonna get wiped out. Like, honestly, that's why I feel like I'm like, yo, like, this is the thing about this world. Like, it's like back in that day, the world was kind of evolving a little slow. It kind of like came into a slow. Like when the DVD players came around, eventually people started understanding.
You had to adapt and survive.
But we live in a different world where it's fast. So you have to keep up with everything that's going on because the world is evolving so fast that you'll get lost. Like, think about all the people like, all right, let's talk about jobs. Okay, remember I was telling you about Staples that has the same format as Amazon. So when I was there
in the warehouse. You talking about the warehouse?
So the warehouse went from scan guns, right?
Yeah.
Scan guns to the voice thing, where the voice talks to you and you scan it. It was real into the future type stuff.
Advanced.
And a lot of the old people flipped. They were upset about it. Like, them people were like, oh no, man, why you gonna change something that ain't broke? You know, they changed it because it's more efficient and it's more cheaper for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they was upset about it. And I'm just like, listen, you gonna have to learn it eventually. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
but that's a mindset, though. I feel like
that's a mindset.
If you open to learn,
you're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn.
You're gonna figure it out.
Like the thing about before, it was evolving, but it was a necessity, right? Meaning that if you wanted a DVD player, you can get a DVD player, but it wasn't standard. It wasn't like, first, I still got my VHSs, you know, screw those, you know. Next thing you know, they say, we don't make it no more. We don't even make VHSs.
Gotta learn now.
Now you gotta learn, right? Now you're looking at a cell phone. Man, mad older people love that flip phone. They say, I don't need nothing else. I'm cool. I just need to call, text. I don't even text. And then next thing you know, it just became, you gotta have a cell phone. Like, nobody's calling house phones no more. It became saying they were resumes. It was like, I have the option of going in stores and asking. You remember you had to ask somebody, like, you guys have are y'all hiring? Yeah. Can I get out of the team?
And cold calls and stuff like that.
And they say, nah, that's not it anymore. Now you have to. One day it was like it evolved into the point where it becomes a necessity. And now I think parents are figuring that out. Like, I'm going to have to learn this if I'm going to help be an instrument in helping my kid learn or whatever. Because before, it wasn't a necessity. I know schools, I'm sure there's parents in new schools that had tablets and laptops as standard. Like, it came with like textbooks. But then you had the other ones were like, well, my kid's still getting this packet. So as long as I can read, I'm cool. And now that they're saying, this is about to be the standard where we giving out. So
that's about to definitely be the standard now.
Now they just going to adapt and survive. You know, you just keep.
But even talking about adapting, like I was talking to, I done a Zoom call maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I was talking with like a bunch of other like editors and stuff like that. And then we were just talking like trading, like, oh, what are you doing on your time off and things like that. And I was telling them, like, a lot of them that I know are very, like, I call it like you grew up in LA, so it's your career was in LA. So like in LA is very specific. Like, you an editor, you a writer, you VFX person, you know, it's like very like, this is what you do and that's it. Whereas like now I'm like, okay, like, you know, everything shut down. So like I'm tapping into other things I used to do. Like, cause I came from Texas where it was like, I did it, everything. Like I shot, directed, like it was like, how can I make rent in my bill? Like, it's like, so I'm not turning down work, you know? And I was telling people like, you better take advantage of this time. Like this morning I was taking a class on Fusion. Like I don't plan to be a VFX artist, but I'm gonna at least be dangerous enough to be like, if they like, hey, AJ, can you do this? Can you do this? It's a free class. Like, what else am I doing? Like, I can only watch so much Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
That's how I was around Florida. In Florida, man, when I graduated, I was like,
you learned everything.
You learned this skill. Like, I'm getting a degree in animation, you know, but then you realize the market ain't for animation there because nobody can afford animation prices.
Right.
But everybody needed like a flyer. Or they needed a logo or a website. So I'm like, I'm about to learn how to code. I'm about to learn how to make websites, make logo, you know. And then till you can get, you know, it's going to float you over until you can get in a position to do it. So, so that.
And that's what I'm saying. You really got to adapt. And these times kind of show, like, I feel like some people that was like, thought like, okay, it's always going to be this way. It's always going to be like, I can just do this job and this is it. And I'm like, I'm telling you, there's going to be a time where people are going to be like,
bro, I just said this. I think I was telling it to Travis. I was like, yo, since I've been alive, that like, whatever you think you was comfortable in, it's usually around like 10 to 15 years. Like that. Economics always shift, right? Where it's just shifting where people like, I got the job of my dreams, I'm comfortable, I'm cool, and then bam, something hits that's outside of your control or whatever. And I'm sure this has been happening all throughout history. So like 10 years is not even like, I feel like you probably can't even find a job where you can do 20 years unless it's like in the government. anything else, whether you're like
you saying 20 years as in like
without the economy,
you mean like
things changing, meaning
I think you have to adapt. Like I feel like if you find somebody that's been in their career, especially like the industry we're in, if you find somebody that's been in the career like 20 plus years, like they had to adapt. Like I'm sure like I had an editor I used to work with. He started working, it was film. I'm sure while they were working on film, right? Yeah, he was cutting film. I'm sure while they was cutting film, they was thinking this is the way we do things. It will never change. Then all of a sudden they get computers. I'm guaranteeing there was a bunch of talented editors that probably just had to retire because they couldn't retire.
Bro, think of photographers, yo. Remember how like development film?
Bro, I see the rest of
dark room.
Bro, I was watching Little Fires Everywhere with Kerry Washington, and she in the dark room and she out there developing film. Now it's like you got the camera, boom, you send it to your app, send it to your phone, like it's already there.
Yeah,
like,
you editing on your phone now.
That's what I'm saying. You sitting on your phone, you doing all your edits, and you sitting there sharing it to the client. Like I feel like the people that like stay in whatever career field they're in these days, like if you gotta
keep your eyes. You either gotta keep your eyes open to what's the trend, what's changing.
Right?
Like, can you see it not changing in 5 years? Because I feel like
I see
it's a good window to see. Like, you know what, this business model probably ain't gonna hold up, or they're making so much advancements on technology that this is gonna be different. I look at cab drivers as like the biggest, like one of the
man.
Can you imagine if you were like, yo, I got my own, I got like 3 cabs, I got a fleet of cabs in the city.
This is good.
I'm getting money, getting like $1,000
I'm getting money
per cab a week. Oh, we living large. And the next thing you know, Uber come out.
Uber.
And then at first you the cab though, you like, it's a fad. Like it ain't even gonna be an issue. You don't even adjust. You like, I still got all my cabs.
Right, you don't say like, yo, I should make a cab app to like so people in the city can order a cab. You don't even say that. You just be like, people always gonna know this phone number for yellow cab.
Exactly. Because imagine if somebody jumped on it, like you would have crushed the competition. Like as soon as it pops up, if somebody saw it, they could have crushed it. Yeah. As soon as cabs, if they was like, oh, we see this little app, Uber, man, let's make a cab app. Everybody trusts cabs at this point. Nobody trusts Uber. They could have crushed Uber.
They could have crushed it.
But instead, they was like, they was like, we're going to keep it status quo. We're not going to change anything.
Right.
Next thing they know, they look up and you go to an airport now, you see a line of cabs sitting there just waiting.
Yeah. You know what? They just fought for at the LAX for they did like they went on strike about that, like how they not able to, and it's like you borderline feel sorry for them, but you borderline was like, well, it's been going on for years.
It was a free market. Yeah, I think their issue was that they paid because remember the park at LAX, like to consider a ride share service or whatever, or chauffeuring, or like you got a ride for money. They was like we had to pay, for a year, a yearly fee to be here. And they saying there's people around like Uber, they ain't paying no fee. They just
they started paying. They literally just started paying people to like get background. Like originally when they first came out, they didn't do the background checks or nothing. Then like the cabs like, well, we had to do all these, and then Uber's like, okay, fine, we'll pay for background checks. Right. It's like basically Uber just like as soon as they try to pull up something late, Uber's like, it caught us. Okay, we'll adjust that one thing.
I always attribute it to that, sorry to cut you off.
No, you good. I'm just saying you got to kind of be on, like you said, you got to be on the forefront of things. And I think whatever industry it is, like if you're not like you said, if you're not projecting it out of like, what's this going to look like in 5 years? What's it going to look like 3 years? Like you don't have to necessarily be the first person to adapt, but as soon as it starts changing, you need to be early. Like you can't be the person that's like your feet in the sand.
I was looking at how the model, like the business model that we in now, just for like visual effects, where I was like, oh man, they like, once the world, like it used to be a specialized skill, right? Like you had to go to school to learn it. And then once you went to school to learn it, then you can get paid for it, right? That's what the specialized, you only can learn it if you go. Like Maya was only in school. Then they released the high school. Maya software. It was like that's the 3D animation where they use in the movies. So when you see like Transformers and Spider-Man, all the Avengers, like the characters are made in a computer. Like the software that they made only taught it at school. So it wasn't like somebody come like, yo, I know this, you can fake it till you make it type.
Right.
You had to be specifically trained in. And then once they start offering like high school licenses, educational license.
Oh, it was a wrap after that point.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Like it's like nothing. Yeah, it's a wrap.
And then the tax breaks, you see how the market goes where it's like, oh, India was like, we pay 10 cents on the dollar to do the same thing they doing in the US. So you got people who making like $100K, and then somebody in India was like, I'll do the same thing he do for $10,000 a year.
You like $10,000? Shoot, say less.
Right. You know what I mean? Or 100,000, whatever. Like, it's kind of like you just realize that, okay, this is, once you open up to the world and different, the value of the dollar is different. It's like, oh, this industry is changing. And I look back, ever since I've looked back to when, imagine like you had a company, right, back in the day, and everybody had like typewriters, right? Everybody was typewriter. You had like a whole.
Oh yeah, I remember my mother had one.
You just knew it was gonna be the shit.
You just knew you could type 100 words a minute. You can mail whatever. And then like a dude come in from Hewlett Packard and Dell. He's like, "Hey, you own this company? We got this new thing of the future called a computer. It can do like, work of 100 people." And you just kind of like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good on my typewriter. 100 words a minute. What it do, what it is.
You'll go across the street to your competitor. It was like, boom, here's Dell. There's something called email, so you can get things to people fast. And then next thing you know, who you think survives?
Very simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just got to be ready to adapt.
But
the Hidden Figures did that, right? When they're Hidden Figures, when it was like the girls was like, "Yo, we got this Hewlett Packard computer," and the girls was like changing the phone lines by pushing.
Sitting there, just like, let me do this, let me do this, and it was like, "What if I told you there was an easier way?" And they're like, "Nah,
have to survive, B. That's how you're gonna get through, times like these." I know some people are like,
but you know what? They're washed up though too. Like, bro, like being as though this happened. Like, they already talking about the movie theater not coming back.
Bro,
they already talking about that, like, it's coming back. All these different things.
Yeah, but it's coming back.
You think the movie theater won't come back?
Oh,
yeah.
Fast.
Yeah, I was telling him, like, when I went research further, they was saying that, like, they have mad debt. Like $4 billion compared to their value, like they only worth $300 million. They were saying that the studios are considered like a critical vendor. So like when you file like Chapter 11, if somebody's a critical vendor, meaning that you have a specialized skill that's a necessity for others, they'll allow you to still operate. But the thing was, the people the studios was like, yo, that's the only way to get our movies out.
Like mass distribution and whatnot.
Right. So they're going to be up for them. The people who suffer is like the people you paying rent to. You know what I mean? Like, because, all those theaters.
That's so weird,
They just saying like, yo, I can't afford to pay rent because ain't nobody coming to the movie theater. So I know I owe you, for this month, but now you got like 600 locations. Right.
And, like, hey,
and they put this thing down. they shut it down back since like March 15th. So you be like, nobody came to the movie theater. It's now going to April 15th. So sorry, I can't afford to pay you, rent when nobody's here. Like, it's a state of emergency. So I was like, the movie theater is going to be fine. And I think a lot of things will come back. It's just going to come back different. And that's
but they've been raping people for years, though. Change the prices, bro.
Bro, they're not going to change the prices. I mean, they've tried different models. They've tried like different shit.
What, like,
well, they got the AMC, so they got the AMC pass, and then they also got Cinemark's got like a similar pass. I don't know the name of it, but it's like same concept. You pay like $10.
3 movies throughout the month. What, a week or a month?
A week with AMC.
I heard about that. Okay,
AMC's, and it's honestly, I mean, it makes it worth it. Like, so it's
but
like
you gotta wait till they do volume for it to be of value to them.
To them, it's like, I mean, to them, honestly, I don't know like how it's helping them. I can't, like, I feel like they're more just counting on people going to spend the concessions because they feel like they're saving money. But like to the consumer, you basically pay. I was paying $25 or $24 a month, and I could see 3 movies a week. Like it was any movie. It didn't matter if it was an IMAX. Didn't matter if it was like the newest release. It didn't matter. Like all I had to do is hop on the app. I select the movie, 3 movies a week. So essentially, like if you really max out the system, you could see 12 movies in a month. I basically just always try to at least get a little over even. So tickets on LA probably average anywhere from $16 to $20. So I try to see at least three movies a month. And I was like, okay, I'm getting my money's worth, you know? So like they've been doing that. And I mean, like, it's definitely got me to the theater for a minute. So I'm just like, dang, when they come, like, I think they'll come back. I'm just like, what, like that program's probably dead. So that's the part I'm like, no.
Of course, yeah.
Because that's how I would see like, I would literally, like, last year, I watched every movie. Like, because it was like, at that point where you can see 3 movies a month, it's like, there's always going to be that movie where
that's not
like,
bad. No, that's not bad.
You know, so that part of it was a good deal. But, you know, it'll look different. I think the theaters will look different, but I don't think they're going anywhere, you know.
What about the Ticketmaster? I don't know if y'all heard about them. They said if the concert not canceled, you're not getting a refund.
See, that's damn. I didn't hear that.
We gotta jump into that, yo.
Yeah,
we
Let's jump into that.
Yo, when I give back, we're gonna take a short break and then we're gonna come back for that, bro.